Can I have some background music? Where's my Uber everywhere song? School appropriate part. It has a good hook. That's
Wait, what do you?
Yeah.
You know this song? Oh my god. Okay.
I'll say that. I can talk about J. Cole.
Oh, I love J. Cole.
I respect his album.
Okay, so we were wondering this question, is Uber the new taxi? And here to talk about it is Mr. Camp. Hi, Mr. Camp.
How are y'all doing today?
Hey! Welcome back.
Thank y'all. I'm glad to be back. I'm here for to finish out the year for Miss Probst in the Spanish class in the lower school.
Oh, you speak Spanish?
Nope. Poquito, depende.
Oh.
I did not know that actually.
What a
That's
twist.
crazy.
No,
I thought you were just visiting.
I lived in Mexico when I was younger.
That's so
My
cool.
mom decided to move with me down there, and we just took off. She opened up a bed and breakfast in Cuernavaca, which is about an hour south of Mexico City, and just actually got married there a month and a half ago.
Wow.
Congrats. That's so cool.
I'll show you all wedding pictures later.
Okay.
That's
Not to
super
brag.
cool.
So is Uber the new taxi? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course.
I agree.
Definitely.
Way cheaper.
Cheaper?
It's cheaper, like, it's just more convenient because not all the time you have cash, and like everybody uses like a debit card or like a credit card these days. So it's just like you just put where you want to go, you know, you pick up your location or whatever. It's just easier.
I like the no cash thing because it takes away that awkwardness as you're getting out of the taxi where like, do you tip?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was actually really poor service, so you don't want to tip, but you still feel inclined to tip.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just that awkward situation. And then also, do the taxis up here have those little TVs in it? I hate those things because it's like just yelling and you can't really turn it off, and it's just advertisement after advertisement. I don't know. And they're cleaner. Come on.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are.
And they're more comfortable.
They are more comfortable.
Yes.
I agree.
And it's kind of less awkward because like taxis have like that barrier or whatever, and then like an Uber is just like a normal car, and like sometimes the drivers are really nice, so it's like it's just less awkward. Like just.
But full disclosure, I have been driving for Uber some, so I've been enjoying it because like I'm a social person too. And so I enjoy talking with people, meeting new people.
Yeah.
I've had some really interesting conversations. It's really interesting when I tell them, like, I'm a middle school teacher, and they're like, are you driving for Uber? And I'm like, no, it's easy money.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, so you're just not someone that knows nothing? And I'm like, no, we can talk about anything. And that's very stereotyping Uber people because it's like, it's a fun job because I get to talk with people.
Yeah.
I've taught politics, I've taught Spanish. Actually, I've taught more Spanish as an Uber driver almost than a Spanish teacher.
Oh my gosh.
I would say about a third of all the clients that I've ever picked up have been Spanish speaking.
That's crazy.
So it's fun.
You take Uber everywhere?
I do. It's
You Uber everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I Uber to work. I Uber home. I Uber to school sometimes, not all the time.
How much was it?
So they charged me $15, depends on the driver, and
What time of day, surge?
yeah, the traffic, time, all that
traffic.
stuff. So it was really easier because in a taxi they would charge me $20,
And then a tip?
Yeah, something.
I always leave $3 tip, at least. Oh my gosh, did I tell you this one story? Okay, you remember that big blizzard?
Yeah.
Like last year? Okay, well, I went to the Jingle Ball concert.
Which one?
Like the bad one.
There was like 6 bad ones.
Read.
The one where like everything was like just bad.
That was all 6 times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it snowed those 6 times in a row.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wait,
No, it was like, it was that one big one.
like the one where like the roads were like this small for a while.
Yeah.
Didn't stop.
Okay, so I went to a Jingle Ball concert, right? And then we got a taxi over there, and then we relied on the taxi to pick us back up. And then we call, and then they're like, oh, sorry, we're out of taxis. So then it was the blizzard happening outside. And, yeah, we almost died.
So the taxi failed you?
No, but then luckily there was one like random taxi just there. Like there was no cars, no people walking.
That's kind of sketchy.
Yeah. And there was just one there. So I got lucky and we got a taxi home. And
But
then we got
that's
saved.
the one, I guess, positive thing about
Yeah.
taxis versus Uber. Because if there's no Ubers on the road, then you get charged a higher price with the surge.
Right.
And so I guess that's one positive thing is like a taxi is a fixed rate no matter what. And it might be more than an Uber, but if there's fewer Ubers in the area, then you can be paying a whole lot more than you might feel like it's actually worth. What's the highest surge that anybody's paid before? Anybody?
My thing went up like 50%.
So like 1.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
never
you're
looked
then
for
paying
that.
extra.
That's so interesting. I've never looked for that before, but like,
Well, it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
If there's-
it's true.
If there's more people in this area and not enough Ubers, I get this little map that has all these little like icons. Ooh, maybe we can look at it together. It's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Now, do Uber drivers have a different app?
Yeah. You see, mine instead of this one is this like a red color. It says Uber Partner. I think I needed an update, but hopefully it will still work right now as well. So right now, because it's about to be rush hour, it should be like some kind of surge somewhere or another. But it might not show and it might take a minute. So we'll look back at it. But my map will have like all these little hexagons where there's more demand, and they want me as a driver to drive towards these hexagons that say like 1.2 or 1.5 because if I'm in there, I'm making extra money driving people.
Yeah.
And that, I found that it's not worth it though. It's like, what happens is when the price goes up, do you take an Uber whenever it's like 2.0?
No, I've never gotten to that.
Okay. What I find is I can't find anybody that wants to pay me.
Yeah.
And then there's all these Ubers now here in this area. Guess what happens? The surge goes down. So, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting premise and everything,
It's a
but
business drive.
it is a business. Like, I think the only person making money is Uber, not me on that. But, I don't know. Occasionally, I like the night roll. I like to help people that are slightly intoxicated getting home. Well, the truth is this: it's better that they're riding with me
Then
Then-
on
then
their
driving
own.
the-
Yeah,
themselves.
they're driving themselves. That's right.
Also, I found that you make a lot more money if you don't have traffic. Like, I'm just cruising through Boston at 3 in the morning, and no traffic, no cars, no one.
True.
And then I just put on Uber everywhere, and then I'm cruising.
Oh my god. Uber everywhere, Uber everywhere.
Okay.
Gotta be the intro.
That's a good conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Camp.
No problem. Thank y'all.
Super
I've
interesting.
taught or had many of you for Learning Center before and other things, so it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
So I'm
thanks.
happy to be back.
Yep.
It's nice to have you back.
Yeah, it is. Okay, bye.
Take care. I'm gonna go play a board game.
Josh, come on.
Stop!
Come on, Josh, hit it.
No. Stop.
You know you love it.
Stop.
Come on, Josh.
You love it.
Come on, Josh.
Stop.
North side coolin' shorty, yeah, that's where I
No, Josh.
I
stay.
can't believe he dances to
Wasn't
this.
lame, boy, get up out my face.
I wonder if
Mr.
that's
Camp knows that song. Wait, what?
I'm saying.
Let me find out, like, teacher parties. They be, like, blasting trap music.
They're like, Mr. Camp.
teachers low key turn up.
Yo, they get lit.
Hi Josh.
Hi, Evan.
Hi Kirby.
Okay.
Okay, Evan. We're recording, right?
Yeah, we're
So Evan, I think everyone is it's safe to say that you're like one of the most positive kids in the school
and calm.
and calm, and you're always finding the bright side of any situation.
Positivity.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Good question. I was actually just talking to Miss Grants about it because it's going to be in my speech. I guess I just tend to look at what's great in the world, all the potential that people have, rather than what people can't do. And if I do look at what people can't do, I will kind of help that person and kind of help fuel them into kind of achieving whatever they want to achieve, whether it's passing a class, like high school, or I guess doing making a long-term goal, like, you know, college acceptances or anything like that. I also use movies, obviously, to inspire me to be happy.
Well, you inspire us.
Thank you. And I guess when it comes down to like kind of the core, I guess it'd be how I was raised.
Right.
I had 3 siblings, 2 sisters, 1 brother, and a dog. So yeah. So I guess I can leave it up to my parents because they raised me.
Yeah.
And it's just little experiences. But another important thing I want to add is like everyone goes through kind of, or most people in the world go through traumatic events. I have been through some, you know, unfortunate events, and I don't really want others to go through those events. And if they are, I want to comfort them as much as possible, because, you know, I know how they feel, and I just don't really want anyone to feel that way.
That's interesting. Has there ever been a time when you were like mad or upset?
I've never seen you mad
Yeah.
or angry.
Have you ever seen me
No.
mad before?
I've never seen you mad.
Never
No.
seen you. Never.
Well, yes, plenty of times. I don't tend to show it. Like this year, I've been mad plenty of times.
You turn into the Hulk.
I don't. I could say I wish I did, but the Hulk's not the best superhero. But yeah, I've been mad. Like this year, you guys know my senior class. You guys know a lot of members. Most of them can be lazy sometimes, or mean, or just not willing to come to school. So, kind of as a leader of the senior class, it was hard to communicate with everyone and to get people to decide on certain things. For example, we used to hold senior committees every Thursday, and I was in charge of those meetings. And basically, we had those meetings to plan senior events, so that we could come together as a senior class before graduation. And our first big one, which was a success, was senior night, where we slept over at school, which was fun. We had some people during the night complain about, I don't want to be here, and I was like, well, I don't know, leave if you want.
Yeah.
I don't really care. People are having fun. Yeah, it was just kind of the laziness kind of hit me. But looking back now, I feel like I shouldn't have worried about that too much because, you know, senior year, and I guess you have to make senior year as fun as possible.
And it's also like important to realize like people can't drain your energy down. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If somebody's being mad
Yeah.
or has negative energy, don't let that affect you.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like every person deep down knows that.
Yeah,
but it's
but it's
sometimes
hard to do. Yeah.
do it. Like I knew that when people were getting me angry, but like you know, anger can just come out of nowhere. Like
Right.
I didn't think I was gonna get as angry as I did, and I guess to cope with it, I kind of stayed quiet.
Yeah.
I don't lash out my anger on other people. It's just not my way of doing things. But yeah, just kind of self-reflecting is the best way to kind of deal with anger for myself at least. And kind of doing what's comfortable, like reading, watching movies, obviously, researching.
What are
writing.
some ways that you guys stay positive? Like for me, okay, I know it's gonna sound corny.
I swear to God, you say Beyonce.
Sometimes, no. Meditation, like honestly.
Yeah.
That don't
Some-
work for me.
No, it's hard, but like if you take 5 minutes, just quiet and peace, and maybe some Beyonce, you'll be fine.
I mean the weekend.
Beyonce.
You guys mean Kanye?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Kanye.
You mean the
like
weekend?
old school.
Kanye.
The
I will
weekend.
relax during the weekend. How about that? I'll give you that point.
You guys know what all those people have in common?
There's
They've all
celebrities.
worked with Kanye. There you go. Think about that.
Anyway, so Evan, for people who are going through those tough times and like feel like they can't get out of it, what is your advice to them?
Like I said before, self-reflection, but if they can't do that, then I would just say ask for help. Sometimes I feel like if you're in that position, it's hard to ask for help because you're angry and you may be just angry at everyone. But
Or moody.
yeah, in the end, I mean, there are people who are willing to help, friends, family, obviously. And if you're going to a close-knit school like this, teachers maybe. But yeah, just taking time by yourself. Just be comfortable. Just if you want to isolate yourself, if you feel comfortable like that, it's fine. Obviously, just think of those around you and how they might feel if you do that, because they might feel hurt if you isolate yourself, especially your family. So yeah, just self-reflection and kind of just do anything that you want to do that's comfortable to you.
Yeah, and always look at the bright side of things, because in every negative situation, there's one good thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's a change that's scary.
Yeah. I feel
Something
like
like that.
the ultimate good thing, if you're really angry, is that you're alive. So
Yeah.
you're alive. So
You remember when
Yeah.
Tamar was mad? Well, she didn't say she was mad that she got fired.
I know, she was mad.
Yeah, she was obviously mad, but then she went in an interview and then she's like, I don't look as me getting fired as a bad thing. I see it as a blessing. Because then she got her show and change for the good.
That's good.
So, do you personally give yourself like pep talks or something before everything starts?
not out loud, just mentally. Yeah. Do you?
Sounds good.
You said college.
College. I mean, yeah, senior year it was exhausting, but it was fun. We had a fun moment. I'm trying to make senior week as fun as possible, but
Oh, I have a question.
yeah.
And I have a question.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Yeah. It's a time for independence, so I just got to get ready mentally during the summer. They gave us a book to read, which is cool. So I'm going to do a lot of notes before that happens. And the author of the book is actually coming to speak to us, and she's going to have lunch with us, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's going to happen.
When you're a senior, you have to like know what's going on. And,
Yeah.
Like, how do you maintain the positivity while at the same time? And like, do you have any advice for people who are going to be seniors soon?
Yeah.
We need advice.
Yeah, see, I forgot to mention that to Ms. Lassen, but I wanted to set up kind of a junior-senior advice talk, just
That would
to
be
let
nice.
rising seniors know what it's like to be a senior, and just like overall advice. But as a senior, positivity, well, I guess if you're working a lot, this is a good one. I tend to kind of look forward into events that are going to happen. Like I anticipate things are going to happen. You know what I mean? Like if there's a fun event, like the week after, like a week from now or something like that. For example, right now I'm thinking of Six Flags. If we're going to go to Six Flags as a senior class, I tend to kind of look toward that rather than just like saying, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to study for a dumb test today."
So you have something to look forward to.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Something to look forward to.
Something that you like.
It makes,
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
like the time go
Exactly.
I do that.
Exactly.
Faster.
And being a student government, being president of student government this year and being head of senior committee, that was the thing I did often because we planned so many events and I had so many ideas for the senior class. I was so happy like with the things that I thought we could do. Obviously some of those things didn't happen. Some of them did, which is good. But yeah, just having something to look forward to, definitely.
One more question.
Yeah.
How, as individuals at our age, can take leadership?
I guess find something that you really like and get involved, or even create something. I know this year I unfortunately couldn't join it, but Lit Mag was a really cool thing. I loved how you guys did that. You guys had meetings, and there was a lot of creativity in that whole program. So shout out to Ms. Herman for that. It was really
Were
cool.
you expecting to be a leader at this point, or like did it just happen?
During senior year?
Or like,
Ooh.
did you ever like work up to be a leader, or like were you just like?
Yeah.
Evan's a natural leader.
It's a good question. In 6th grade, I ran for student government. I didn't get it. 7th grade, I ran, got it, and then since 7th grade, I've been, incorporated in student government. So this year, I actually planned not to run as president, but last year, myself, Ben, and Ms. Herman went to Student Government Day at the State House, and after that day, I was like, you know what, I think I can do it. I think I can, be a student government president while also become a type of leader for my senior class. And there was a lot to take on, and I knew it. That's why I really didn't want to do it at first. But because I wanted senior year to really be around me, or not like for everything to be around me, just like I wanted it to be a year where I can actually focus on myself and what I want to do for college and stuff, which it was. But I had second thoughts about that, and I ended up becoming student government. And I don't regret it. I don't regret doing student government this year. The student government was a blast. We raised loads of money, and prom was great. But the natural born leader thing, I didn't really expect to be a part of student government for this long. I know in 6th grade, I did it. Most people ran for student government in 6th grade for popularity. I'm not gonna lie, one of the reasons why I did it was because of popularity, but I also wanted to see how, the school plans events and stuff, and how we get people to do fun things like dances and stuff. That happened. And I guess there've been so many programs where I've been involved in that they're like leadership type programs. Like this year I'm part of our congressional youth cabinet for Congressman Seth Moulton, who's going to be our guest speaker at graduation. And that, I did not expect to do it. I'm right now it's just I'm just going to the meetings, and they're interesting and they're worth the time, but I'm not going to go pursue anything like that. But in terms of a leadership role, I do want to pursue a leadership role at any job that I'll get. For example, IGN. Not only do I want to write, reviews for TV shows and travel around the world and interview celebrities and stuff, I also want to create a charity department for them and hold annual fundraisers that would give back to less fortunate. And the people who we support, I would invite them to entertainment conventions like E3 and Comic-Con to see what that experience is like, and to see what the entertainment business holds. But yeah.
Did you get what you wanted to see? Did you meet your goals as a leader
during senior year,
or in general, most of this year?
Yes and no. There are events that I planned, like senior night that worked, and then there were some things that didn't go well, like the senior area. We were kind of in charge of that, and we ended up having it, getting it, obtaining it, and fixing it and cleaning it, but no one really used it. I didn't really want to use it because there was trash back there. And I just felt like the learning common was much more comfortable. So that was it didn't work. But other than that, I did meet my student government goal, raise a lot of money, and I think a lot of people on student government had fun. Did you have fun? Student government? Yeah, Leanne had fun. And I feel like every meeting, for student government meeting, I made people laugh. And I was just walking around. I didn't really sit down unless it was a comfy chair. But yeah, I feel like people who were in charge of student government kind of learned what it was like to be president from me. I hope so. And they kind of learned, the responsibilities of being a leader. We had to plan events, and most of those events we needed everyone to bring something or to do something. So I feel like a lot of my goals I reached as a senior. Most of them, which is good, but there are some that just didn't work. But it was okay.
Wait, I don't see you stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
No? Because any of you guys see me stressed out?
No.
A couple times.
You really?
How
You're-
stressed out?
A couple
You do a
of
sport.
Mm-hmm.
You do
Yeah, it's captain of the sport team too.
student government. You work. How do you
balance.
How are you still alive right now?
Before I answer that, I want to see. So you said you see me stressed out. What was the time?
It was during cross country.
Did I say it?
Wait, I was in cross country too.
The way you acted was
Alright. Did you see me stressed out?
Yeah, sometimes when I just see you in the hallways, you just
Yeah, but
And then you're fine. But I can tell because that's what I do too.
Mhm.
You just take a breath and then you let it out.
Yeah.
And move on.
So, alright, yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's a good
Or I
technique.
ask you, you just tell me.
Yeah. Oh.
What I'm saying is like, you know how people who are stressed out, they're like crazy or they
Yeah.
like
Cry.
yeah. Or they're moody
Yeah.
and then it affects their relationships with their friends and stuff. I don't see that with you.
Well.
You just take a deep breath and that's it.
Yeah, I've been stressed out, and yeah, I take deep
I
breaths.
mean, being stressed out is normal. Though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
normal. Yeah, I guess.
How do you deal with it?
That's interesting.
Yeah, what are your happy thoughts?
Yeah.
Y'all these questions.
I watched a really good superhero movie after.
I'm highly interested.
Yeah, like Josh said, I just look forward to things like events
Yeah.
and things to do at home.
Like the final result.
Yeah, I feel like it's just not in my character to just go crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't had like a nervous breakdown about how much work I've had. I had the mindset that I had to get this done.
Yeah.
If I don't, then I'm not gonna pass, this class or even go on to the next grade. I told myself if I have to stay back at least 1 year, I will go crazy. That will happen. Luckily, it's not happening. But yeah, I guess for me, stress is just, I guess, a time to reflect on myself. And like you said, it's normal. I'm surprised most of you haven't seen me stressed out. You two have, which is interesting, but
I was in cross
I've
country
changed
too.
it,
I don't
so-
remember
You
that.
probably
closer
are
with
stressed,
Evan.
we just don't see it.
Yeah.
I
You
just
don't tend to show it out.
So you
Yeah.
look at it as a
Yeah.
time of reflection more than a time to get freaked out.
Yeah.
and I kind of complain to myself. I don't really complain to others. And literally, if there's something that's bothering me, I will fix it. Like for example, I worked at Cinema Cinema for 2 years, and there were some things about that job I just didn't like.
Right.
Like handling money, I wasn't comfortable handling money. But at the end of the day,
It's okay.
yeah. At the end of the day, I just literally thought about the money and getting paid and just putting it in my bank account. But there are some days where I came in and I was able to talk to my coworkers about movies and stuff. But there was always that feeling that like, oh, what if a customer yells at me today, or what if I don't make as much money as I should have, in the drawer. And I didn't really want to worry about that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't work there anymore. And I also work in the cafe, and that's like a kind of independent job where you're the only one in the cafe and you're responsible for, the money and, the cleaning and all that stuff.
Best milkshakes ever.
So it was a good job, don't get me wrong. Like, that place is great. Like, they're so nice to people, but it just wasn't the job for me. And it was a movie theater, which was kind of the aspect that I liked. I got to see free movies now and then, free popcorn, all that stuff. But I guess it was the communication that I liked. Not only the movies, but just talking about the movies with coworkers and customers I loved. The things I felt uncomfortable with was customers yelling at me, customers yelling at my coworkers if they did something wrong. So, yeah. But I have a new job. I'm working at the YMCA as a camp counselor this summer,
That's nice.
which kind of fits who I am a little
Yeah.
bit more. We'll see. But
I have a question. So say if a customer was yelling at you, how would you handle that and stay positive during it?
I would just keep apologizing. And then I probably complain to myself and my best friend, because we talk over the phone sometimes, and we say some funny stuff. So yeah, I just making it kind of a funny moment rather than
Yeah.
scary moment
So-
afterwards.
Do you think it's your fault, or is that just how you cope with it?
No, there's some things where I reflect, I look back saying, oh, I should have done this. That was my fault. And then I say like, oh, man, like that person shouldn't have been that rude. At the end of the day, I work at a movie theater. Like, if I rip your ticket wrong, like, you shouldn't go crazy. Or if I give you the wrong size popcorn, you shouldn't go crazy. It's a movie theater. But there are some things where I've done mistakes where I was like, oh, that's on my part. I can see why they might have been mad or something like that. But yeah, did that answer your question?
I just don't want you to think it was all your fault.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's some moments where, I don't only blame myself, but I tend not to blame other people because it's just not right.
Yeah.
I just don't like blaming other people either. Like, even if that person really, 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 really mean to me, and even if they they did something really bad, like, I don't know, called me like a racial slur or something like that. Like, I wouldn't.
Have they done that?
No. I wouldn't go all out and be like, what the heck did you just say? Like, I would still just apologize. In the end, I just can't be mean to anyone. Like, it's just not.
It's not you.
I'm not an issue. I just can't. It's like being mean to someone makes them uncomfortable, and like.
People gotta be more nice to each other.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I have like a certain mindset. It just it's in there.
Yeah.
Just talking about people like Kevin. I used to be like Kevin and then I changed.
Hello, Josh.
I literally used to be like Evan and I just changed.
But like, has anyone ever like taken advantage of your kindness?
Yeah, that's
plenty of times. Oh yeah, plenty of times. And you know, again, I look back and say, darn, they shouldn't have done that, and I should have been a little more strict. And I am a little bit more strict, but like not to a certain level. You know what I mean? So I learned how to take care of myself better than I did before. But yeah, there's been plenty of times where people take advantage of my kindness, which is, I mean, I expected that even when, you know, they didn't do it, but it's just one of those things that you just have to go through. If you want to be a nice person who's filled with positivity, you just gotta expect that. But you can also teach that person how to be more respectful without saying it. But yeah.
Are we good with the positivity?
I feel pretty positive.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
But
Thank you, Evan.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I want to. Yeah, thanks for coming back. Cause last time I know.
Oh yeah. Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very.
No.
Yeah.
Last time when we started this, Evan was actually a part of the group, guys. And yeah, he was there for the beginning. So
Yeah.
thanks.
No problem. That's fine. Cool. All right, bye.
Thanks, Evan.
Bye.
Stop.
Come on, continue the roast. You've already started it. Like you've already thrown down the gasoline. Just light it.
You want me to light it?
Just light it.
Because what I was gonna say is me. She might actually have kids eventually, somehow.
Just light it.
With somebody.
Do it.
No.
Like make. Do it.
She can't have
I'm
children
trying to
because
think of a
she's
better
fake.
person. We just had Evan over here. Let me get my life. Okay.
The one day.
Kind of
she's
sucks
not
because I'm
here,
on
it's
Mr. Beaver's
today.
side with this.
Yeah.
And
Are you serious?
yeah, I'm not a huge Beyonce fan.
No. No.
You know I hate
Yeah.
Beyonce.
We have to be clear, right? Do I hate the person Beyonce? I don't. Well, first of all, I don't hate anyone.
Right.
I disagree with what she represents, and I disagree with a lot of the lyrics in some of her music. That's my issue. I assume that she's a wonderful mother and a wonderful wife. You know what I mean? I don't assume that she's a bad person. I think she chooses to present herself in a way that puts women in a bad light, particularly women of color.
Wait, you said that she represents?
She uses, can I be honest and open?
Yeah.
She uses, I believe, her sexuality to sell her music and to get people to want to listen to her. I think we live in a society where clearly, unfortunately, sex sells, right?
Yeah.
And I think as a woman, particularly a woman of color, when you're in the spotlight and when you have young girls from the ages of, let's say, 7 to 12 who idolize you, and you're using your body as a way to sell record albums or get your name out there, I think that sends the wrong message to these young women. And that's my biggest issue with Beyonce.
What did you think about when people were like saying she's a feminist, she's a role model to girls?
Okay, so first of all, when you think about what it truly means to be a feminist, the reason why they're calling her a feminist is because, you know, she kind of has her own business and she does what she wants. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily make her a good role model just because she's a feminist.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more important to me that she be a good role model for these young girls. You know, so when you think of Beyonce, what's the first thing most people think about when they think of Beyonce? They think typically about the way she looks.
Right.
I think about her music.
You think about, but you're also a woman.
Right.
Right, so it's a little bit different because men are much more visual.
Okay.
Right. However, I think Beyonce feeds into that sexuality by wearing short dresses, by wearing clothes that accentuate certain body parts. And I don't necessarily think that she needs to do that in order to sell herself. And I think young girls see that because not every girl looks like that. Not every girl has that body. Right, and I think young girls see that, and they think that that's the way young women should act, and that's not how young women should act.
Yeah.
Particularly, I think, in a society where women of color are already over-sexualized and seen as kind of almost, when you think of young women of color, you don't necessarily automatically think of doctors or lawyers, right? You just don't. And in a society when you see movies, typically the woman of color isn't the doctor or the lawyer, but when we see movies that display women to be a bit immoral or a bit promiscuous, a lot of times they're women of color, and I think Beyonce adds to that. I don't think she helps, and I also don't think she can sing. But
Wow.
Wow.
Do we want to press those buttons?
So if you...
Killing me on Wait. Killing me
Hold up.
Do you have to say... Do you have the same opinions on Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, I don't think she's... So, there are a lot of people who are great songwriters, right? So Dolly Parton, I don't know if you guys know who Dolly Parton is, this country woman, right? She's a great songwriter, but she doesn't necessarily have an amazing voice.
Right.
Right? Beyonce, I don't even know if Beyonce writes her own songs.
Sometimes.
But even when she was in her group, Kelly Rowland had the best voice. She was the darker one. I thought she had the best voice. I think she has a better voice than Beyonce. I've never thought that Beyonce had a really good voice. I think Beyonce was really good at selling her looks.
Branding,
exactly. And once she was able to, brand herself as this, beautiful woman, I think the voice is secondary,
True.
So that's how I feel about her. I mean, Jennifer Hudson.
You love Jennifer Hudson.
Whitney Houston had a beautiful voice.
Right.
I think Mariah Carey has a beautiful voice. I mean, Aretha Franklin, Ella Fitzgerald, beautiful voice. And we're talking amazing voices.
Right.
I wouldn't categorize Beyonce as a woman who has this beautiful voice. She's a phenomenal performer on stage.
An entertainer.
But if you told Beyonce, okay, you have to dress from the neck, you have to wear clothes that cover from the neck all the way down to your toes. You can't make any sexualized movements. You can't wear any clothing that accentuates any of your body parts. Would she still be as famous?
No.
Absolutely not.
Facts.
Absolutely not. She'd just be another woman.
That's true.
You
She'll be like an Adele with lemonade.
Yeah, exactly. So therein lies my problem with her. She's smart. She gets it. Right? She understands she knows what she's doing. She knows how to sell her product. But she has a responsibility to young girls not to use sexuality to sell her product, and that's my biggest problem with her.
How do you feel about the whole Jay-Z thing with her?
As far as their marriage?
Yeah.
Like I've said, I'm actually surprised they've been together as long as they have, and I think that actually speaks to the fact that they probably really have a great relationship and they probably really love each other. Like I don't think that Beyonce. I'm not saying that I think she's a bad wife or a bad mother. I would bet you she's probably a really good mother.
You heard he cheated though, right?
I did hear that.
Yeah.
But who knows whether he cheated on her or not? Who knows? I mean, that stuff is really, that's between them. That's really none of our business whether he cheated or not. I think that they've been together a long time, and I have no reason to believe that that they don't love each other. Now, if he cheated on her, that's on him, and that's his own character flaw. And I would say that's a bad thing to do. But if he cheated on Beyonce, that is in no means, that's not Beyonce's fault.
No.
You know what I mean? You can't blame her for that. I would never blame her for that. You know, my issue is, you know, the way she portrays herself and branding, as you say, you know, and the fact that she doesn't realize how what she does impacts other little girls.
You know what Pamela would say?
What would Pamela say?
Pamela would say that she shows young girls how to love themselves and be comfortable with themselves.
Okay, so can you love yourself and be comfortable with yourself and still keep your body clothed? Do you have to wear extremely short skirts and extremely low blouses or low-cut tank tops to show that you're proud of your body? Can you be proud of your body and still have some moral decency to keep it covered? Of course you can.
Obviously you can.
Obviously you can. Right? In fact, I would argue that the young ladies that are the real women are the women who cover themselves, who are distinguished, who are classy, and don't use certain body parts to sell themselves or to get what they want because they're comfortable with. They respect themselves. That in my eyes, that's a real woman.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally.
Facts.
Okay. Should we talk about the music?
What about?
You don't like the way she sings.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So
Well, sometimes she's singing. Sometimes
Auto-tune.
she's no auto-tune.
Yeah. Auto-tune.
No, what
Sometimes she's like with 7-Eleven and Diva. She's not singing. She's
Repeating herself?
no. She's
really-
like
she's
she's
like
using a rhythm that's like a technique that's not singing. Like she's not rapping, but she's
Yeah.
combining both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
have you ever heard her sing outside of the studio or without any music or without any?
Yes.
What's the word for where you're just singing?
Live.
acapella.
But acapella. Have you ever heard her sing acapella?
Yeah. Have you not?
I thought it was a cool.
And I mean,
But what songs? It
It has to be
depends what
guitar, though, 'cause,
songs
like,
too.
without the-
see, I don't know. I mean, I know.
And Pamela agrees with me saying that she ranges in different genres of music.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why people love her. Because she doesn't stay in one. You know, she can do jazz. She did Dream Girls. Remember that? She did, what is it called? Cadillac Records with...
Only Kelvin knows.
When she was doing Etta James.
Yeah.
She sang I'd Rather Go Blind.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, she's talented.
Yeah.
But I don't think like I said, she's no Etta James. She's
Right.
no Jennifer Hudson.
She's a Michael Jackson.
No, that's it. No,
She's a Janet Jackson. How about that?
The door.
No.
No, Michael Jackson is I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I can disagree.
I am
with that.
too.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson is on a different level.
His level of
She's
entertainment
art.
is
You're being kind of biased. That's like you saying the weekend Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if you say
Yeah.
generationally, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because she's the Michael Jackson of your generation.
yes.
I think that's what you mean.
That's what
She's
I'm
not
saying.
the Michael. She's not the Michael Jackson. The weekend.
For your,
Michael Jackson.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Not even the weekend. The weekend's not on the
even The
level on
Weeknd, no.
Beyonce.
I mean,
Not yet.
so
Not
it's,
yet.
it's kind of hard for you because you guys are so young, right? So what you know about Michael Jackson, it's hard because you researched it, but you really were young when he was, when he came around.
Right, yeah.
You're talking about a career that spanned from the time he was like 5, 6 years old.
Beyonce started with
You know.
Girls' Time.
I wanna
That wasn't successful.
Yeah,
Michael
but
Jackson five.
he was huge.
But,
Yeah.
But the one thing that Beyonce never really had to do, right, is Michael Jackson came up in an age of singing where you didn't have all the technology that helped improve your voice. Right? And you didn't have all these theaters that had the right acoustics and the perfect, sounding stages. He didn't have all that, and he still ripped it. I mean, he was still,
He's a natural performer.
He's a natural performer, and he never sold drugs or sex in his songs. He always just talked about, he talked about race. He always talked about love.
Yeah.
Now that you bring that up,
Yeah.
Beyonce in her personal life, she doesn't do drugs. She doesn't, you know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying.
So
yeah.
that's why I feel like girls look up to her because she's one of those artists that are clean in that sense.
what about
Michael
Duncan?
Jackson did though.
What about Drunken Love?
That's the
That's
song.
symbolism.
So let me ask you a different question. So, would you dress the way Beyonce dresses?
No, because that's not me.
Why isn't that you? Why wouldn't you?
Because I'm me.
but why? But why wouldn't you? Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah.
What's your problem with that?
We got a mic here.
So that's my point.
Right.
That's my point. Like it's clear that she crosses the line.
Yeah.
Right? Even to someone like you who you absolutely love her and adore her, right? But still.
But that's her. We're talking about the fashion of Beyonce. We're not talking about the person of Beyonce.
And my point is, I don't separate it. Where you're able to separate it, and I think that, and I think that's okay.
Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm a 50-year-old man who has a daughter and has kids, so I can't separate it. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I respect your point of view. But my point is, you even recognize that she crosses the line, and it can be a little uncomfortable how she dances, the things she wears, and the way she. The particular way she wears things to show certain parts of her body. Right. So if you are a 9 or 10-year-old girl and you're watching that, and you want to emulate that,
that's the problem.
That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Yeah. So that really gets to the heart of my issue with Beyonce is she has to recognize that whether she likes it or not, there are millions of little girls that want to be like her, and she's got to be aware of the fact that she has to keep that in mind when she's on stage, using her body to sell her music. When I say using her body, I don't mean that she's being promiscuous. Obviously, when I say sexuality, I don't mean what goes on, behind closed doors. That's none of my business. I just mean on stage where she's moving a certain way or wearing certain clothes. She's doing that on purpose, and that's my issue.
The beauty world is coming out with like some new weird products.
Yeah.
Josh.
So this is like makeup, like you spray on yourself, and whatever.
No, you don't spray it.
Yeah, you do.
Are you serious?
Or is that the nail? That's the nail.
That's the nail.
That's the nail. Okay, so I'm gonna do the nail one first.
Okay.
There's this nail polish can that you spray on your nails.
Yeah.
And if you say there's excess stuff on you and you don't want it on, you get another spray and you spray that off.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's with water. You rinse it off with water. So basically, the purpose.
It's like, how can you tell me this? I saw it.
Why am I explaining it?
Okay, so there's this new nail polish can.
Yeah.
So you know how you paint your nails, right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't.
No, but oh my God.
It sticks to the nails and then it washes off.
So
I remember.
instead of time consuming, all you do is grab this can and you just spray it, okay?
Yeah.
And it paints your nails for you.
Yes.
And then
when you wash it off, the rest sticks to the nails, but the other stuff comes off.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's your intake on that?
Well,
it's like
graffiti.
Yeah.
Well, so why do they make that? To make things easier?
I guess, but in a way it doesn't because it's gonna get all over the place because you're spraying it. It's not just gonna go on your hands.
I mean, Josh, it depends how you spray. Like, how do you spray a can? Do you go everywhere?
Well, I mean,
but
how
remember,
are you supposed
it's
to
on
do
your
it?
nails.
Yeah, I would think that it'd be more time consuming, and who wants to be spraying, it may stink, it may smell funny, who wants to be spraying chemicals all over the place when you can just sit down,
take your time, do it perfect.
And I would imagine that most girls who do their nails, one of the reasons they like doing their nails is because it's peaceful, it's quiet.
It's relaxing.
It's relaxing, right?
This isn't relaxing.
That's why most girls go and have pedicures and manicures because it's really relaxing. So, but if you can just spray something on really quick, I think it takes away from that relaxing part.
Yeah.
And I would be a fan of that. No, too fast. We're a society. We want it right now. Everything right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that.
Okay, so then going back to the top with the makeup that you can peel off. Can you explain that?
Is this makeup for women?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, there's this new product that, you know how girls put makeup on,
Yes.
right? So, going with the time-consuming thing,
Yeah.
there's this new product out where you like put it on
and it sticks and like
and it sticks.
It gets rid of the
and then
wrinkles
you leave it on.
and it gets rid of the wrinkles.
Wait, what?
It fills it in.
No.
Yeah. I'm so serious about this one. I'm not even kidding. I'm so serious.
Are you talking about the makeup?
I'm talking about the makeup. Like
What
it fills in the
video
wrinkles.
did you watch?
I don't know what you're watching. But it filled in the wrinkles.
What?
Yep.
And it's like regular, but it's
No, but that sounds more like
right?
skincare to me. I'm talking about
It's
where
with the
you put it
makeup.
on your eyebrow,
And
you leave it on your eyebrow, and then you just
I'm
like
talking
peel
about.
it off.
I'm talking about the whole
and
thing.
the makeup
it-
stays there.
Yeah, and it like, yeah.
There's the other one that like you like put on your face and like gets rid of the wrinkles and it's like it's makeup too. Like it's like an extra.
Concealer,
No, it's like an extra like layer of skin.
foundation,
It's like an extra layer of skin.
foundation,
No, there's no foundation.
concealer, powder.
We clearly don't know what this means.
The funny thing is, I'm not really a makeup guy. I've never been. One of the things I love most about my wife is that my wife doesn't wear makeup.
Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Not about your wife.
Yeah.
But like, how do you feel with like, what do you guys feel when you see like a girl wearing makeup? Do you think she's fake?
I think they're lying to themselves.
Interesting.
I think if it's
You guys like natural
everyone
stuff.
everyone has
Yeah.
the right to wear makeup. It's just that too much
Right.
can look really bad.
I think it's like lying, like you're lying to yourself because like you don't need like makeup to like be pretty or whatever because like.
Aw, that's sweet, Josh.
I mean like every girl in general. I just don't mean.
Yeah.
But I see the problem is that if more girls felt that guys thought like that,
They wouldn't wear it.
They wouldn't wear it. But I think clearly I'm speaking out of bounds. I'm not a girl, but I think most girls wear makeup because they believe that's what the boys want to see.
I totally disagree with that.
Oh, good. I like that. So why do you think most girls wear makeup?
Well, me personally,
Yes.
I wear makeup
Yeah.
because it's fun to play with.
Okay, all right.
But I
okay.
don't do it to the extreme, you know what I mean?
But you
Like,
also
no.
are not a vain young lady either. You've never been vain. You're not all about you. I mean, I think clearly
I'm selfish.
You're selfish, yeah. You're selfish, but I think.
Oh, you agree with me?
No. I
I'm
think what you see is beautiful.
Right.
May be different from what some other girls see as beautiful.
I think girls wear makeup because sometimes if they have, I don't know, if they have like a pimple, they
Yeah,
want
or
to cover
skin
it up.
condition, yeah.
They use it to cover it up.
Yeah.
Guys can do that too.
Yeah, everything in moderation, though, right? I think
Yeah.
is what Josh is saying, right? Like, I mean, you do see those young ladies who just it looks like it's just layered on.
It looks like a painting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then you wonder, like, do you really look like that?
Right.
You know,
and then you take it off with your makeup wipe.
And you look, and you look totally different. So,
Right.
at what point, I think it's one thing about girls. Like, as a guy, you never tell girls. First of all, you never talk about their weight, and you never tell them what you think they should wear as far as makeup is concerned, because we just don't have a right to tell them that. Because I think a lot of girls, for them, the whole process of putting on makeup and changing is really important to them. And I respect that. I just think everything it's got to be in moderation. And I think you should also think about why are you really wearing makeup. If you're wearing makeup because it brings out your eyes, I got no problem with that. I think a lot of girls really are into that.
Beyonce.
And I also think every woman has a right to feel beautiful about who she is. And if wearing makeup helps that, I've got no problem with that.
Right.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the
Lip tattoo.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So, guys, on Instagram,
Yes.
somebody posted. I forget what celebrity it was, but somebody was getting a lip tattoo.
Kylie Jenner be like.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like.
I bet you it was Kylie Jenner.
No, it was the colors that she's wearing.
Oh.
It's so weird. It's like you feel like a tattoo and then putting that on your lips.
Yeah, I can't.
That's painful.
What do you guys think about tattoos?
Oh, personally, me, no. I think.
I don't like
I mean,
that.
I think a tattoo is good, but when you like overdo it.
Yeah, like anything else, right? Everything in moderation, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like one small tattoo is okay, but like if you do like your whole body full of tattoos, like that's.
I agree.
It doesn't look that painful though.
a needle on your lip, man.
That's a little bit too much. Just for lipstick?
And it's like it's gonna come off, I think.
But
Like,
there's
is it
no
supposed
point.
to last?
There's no
No,
point.
just grab your.
If it does stay, she's gonna save so much money on lipstick.
Is he just drilling lipstick on her?
No.
Hey, man, wow, that's extreme.
It's very extreme.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just buy a thing of lipstick.
Go get your Wet n Wild $3.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
color.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through all. That's pretty extreme.
It's not gonna last
I
very
think-
long, but
I think they think it's gonna last.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think that's a big extreme.
You drink every single day, you eat every single day, you talk every single day.
yeah.
It's eventually fade.
Yeah, that's the whole point of lipstick. It's makeup. It's not there to last forever.
What about when that does start to fade?
Ew!
It's like those tattoos you get when you're really young.
Yeah.
Like the water one?
And then you're 80 years old and it's your body sagging. And it just doesn't look the same. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because that's what gravity takes over. You know?
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know. Oh.
What's when it was a shark in the beginning, now it's like a blob.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay. This is the question you came up with for living life.
Oh, are girls more mature than guys in any grade, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Talk about this.
girls are always more mature than guys.
I
Not gonna
agree.
lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I will say the reasons for that is probably not what many people think. I think girls have to be much more mature than boys to keep themselves safe, emotionally, physically. They always have to be aware of their situations. I think girls always have to be aware of how they're talking to people. I think girls always have to be aware of how they're portraying themselves, their body, what they're wearing. And because girls are always having to worry about what they look like visually, how they talk. If you're a smart girl, does that mean you're being portrayed as you're cocky or you're arrogant or you're the B word because you're smart, because you stand up for yourself? I think girls, I think girls are constantly having to deal with these issues, and I think that's why they're so much more mature than boys, because boys don't have to deal with those issues. You know, because we don't live under the same microscope. Take what we just talked about, makeup. Right?
Right.
When boys wake up, for the most part, the last thing we're really concerned about is
your smell.
Is what we smell, is what we look like, what we wear. I can't tell how many times I've worn the same pair of pants in a day. It doesn't concern me. Girls have to be, because of our society, girls have to be very aware of what they're wearing, what they look like, what they smell like. And I also think that girls are extremely unforgiving when it comes to other girls. I think girls are vicious to other girls about how they talk, how they act, what they're wearing, what they look like. They're very critical. And because girls are so critical of each other, it forces you to grow up much faster and act more mature than actually you may be. I mean, a lot of girls put on a front and act like they're really mature, and then when they get home, they're not that kid. They're very different. You know, where for us, for guys, I don't have to put on, we put on different fronts, like the tough guy front, you know what I'm saying? But that really isn't about being mature, you know what I'm saying? Your girls are always, I think, just, when you think about relationships, girls are much more mature than boys in relationships. Particularly in high school, if you're involved in a relationship with a young man or a young woman, it's 90% of the time, it's gonna be that woman who dictates that relationship. Why? Because she's more mature. Emotionally, she's more mature.
Yeah.
Why do most relationships not work? Because the woman is much more mature than the boy emotionally, where the girl wants to sit and talk about her feelings and how she feels about you and how you feel about her. The boy isn't ready to do that. And so the girl will move on with someone who's going to make her feel good about herself. It's not that the boy doesn't want you to feel good about yourself. He's just too doggone immature to know that that's what you want to hear or that's what you should be talking about. Most boys always come back
to the physical thing. We're physical beings, and we always come back to it's got to be physical. I got to hold your hand. I got to kiss you, right? It's always physical with boys, right? With girls, it's not about the physical part. It's about the emotional part. The physical part is the easy part, right? Anybody can be physical, right? But not anyone can be emotionally vulnerable. And that's why girls are so much more mature, because they're willing to be vulnerable. Boys don't want to be vulnerable. It scares us to be vulnerable. You know, I don't want to tell you how I really feel about you.
Wait, why does it scare you guys?
Me, I'm like emotionally.
Yeah.
Like I'm an emotional guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, these guys actually are. I would say.
But and boys in general.
Boys, they're scared. They're cowards.
What are they scared for?
Because it's portrayed how we are in the media and in society.
Well, absolutely.
We see these tough guys in movies, and they always get the
Rock?
girl. The Rock. In actually personality, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice, sensitive guy.
Yeah, but when you
Right.
see him in these movies, he's tough.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be him because he's buff, he's ripped, and he's just a tough guy in every movie.
Way.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold too.
But the media tells these guys that that's what girls want.
No.
But no, it's not. It's not. It's actually the opposite. Right? But for girls who aren't healthy, who aren't emotionally healthy, right? That's what they want. But for girls like you two, you're emotionally healthy. You know where you stand, so you know that the emotional part, the talking part, is the most important part. But you guys know this. There are a lot of girls in high schools who are who want the physical part just as much as the boys want the physical part because they are emotionally unhealthy. So it's tough. But most guys, right? So most boys from the age of, I'd say, let's say they're middle school to high school, lie about everything. We just do, right? Boys know that. We lie about everything. The one thing we lie about the most is girls. We'll lie about the girl we like. We'll lie about the girl we don't like. We'll lie about the fact that, I've always had a crush on this girl. We'll lie about the fact that I kissed that girl. No, you didn't kiss that girl. Boys will lie all the time and you know why they're lying? Because they don't realize that the kid next to them is lying too. They're all lying.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be vulnerable. And then also the one time that you are vulnerable, you get your heart ripped out. Right? So if you are a sensitive kid and you're a good boy and you say, you know what, I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to walk first with my heart as opposed to with my with my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because boys are really visual, right? We're visual beings, right? Girls, when you look at boys, you see our heart, right? Boys look at girls, they see something very different. We see your eyes, we see your long hair, she has a nice figure, but boys are visual. Girls aren't necessarily visual. It's, I love the way he talks to me. I love how kind he is. I like the way he talks to his mom. He's really sweet. You want different things, right? When boys decide to be vulnerable and lead with their heart, you're going to get your heart ripped out. Because that's life. That's life, right? But most boys, when they get their heart ripped out, they refuse to be vulnerable again.
Josh, has that happened to you?
No comment.
But I can tell. But you know what though? But it's okay because you're gonna. That's the most women who are worth their salt, and not all women are worth their salt, but most women who are emotionally healthy, they want the boy who's going to be able to sit down and talk on the phone for hours, or sit next to me on the couch and just talk to me about what they want in life and the things that they're afraid of and their fears, as well as the things that make them happy. That's what most emotionally healthy girls really, really want.
Right.
They want a boy to be able to tell them, I'm scared I'm going to fail. How can I make you happy? Am I being nice enough? Am I being kind enough? Do I act different when I'm with my homies than I do when I'm alone with you? Because girls hate that, right? Girls hate when they're with a guy and he's with his boys and all of a sudden his language changes, right? What's up? Everything changes. Walks changes, right? Girls hate that, right? Because what that's telling them is, oh, you're not okay with who you are.
Yeah.
When we're alone, you're one way, but when we get in front of your boys, you act a totally different way. Sometimes you act like you don't even know me. Or we walk in the halls and you walk by me like you don't know me because you're with your boys. Girls hate that, right? That goes back to that maturity thing.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've always said that the boys that I enjoy the most are like these kids. You know, the boys that aren't the boys that are always lying about their quote unquote
Image or
who they are, or yeah, I dated this girl and I dated that girl. That's not really that's not really what I care about. You know, it's the friendships. You can tell a lot about a young man by the friendships he has and by how he treats his male friends. You know, kindness, compassion, love, caring. It says a lot about a boy who's willing to do that in high school. You know what I'm saying? Those are the boys that I think women, not little girls, women ultimately really come back to, and that's who they want.
Right.
You know, so.
Mr. Beaver's doing real talk right here.
So one more question, and then unfortunately I gotta go.
Okay.
Will you vote for Kanye in 2020?
You know, but my pleasure, guys. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later, guys.
Bye. Any shout outs, Beaver?
My man, shout outs to you guys. Thank you. Shout outs to. Have a good night, guys.
Bye. You too.
Yeah.
Energy drink after the okay? Alright?
Let's use that energy right now. Okay.
Alright, so what do we got here for today?
Pop culture.
Coolio.
Okay, did anybody?
God damn.
Josh?
Quote of the day.
Oh, quote of the day.
Shout out to the police. Being called a weirdo is like being called limited edition. It means you're something people don't see very often, so keep those hate comments coming to me, buddy.
Josh. You're far away from a weirdo.
Alright, join us next week as we talk about celebrities and bye everybody.
Bye.
Glad to be back.
Yeah,
Colin's back.
Then we should have said that first.